guys, it's Peyton, and today I am going to be doing the mid-year book freakout tag for 2018. I have done this tag before, I believe in 2017. I will have that linked somewhere. There's a card, I don't know. This is one of those tags that you can continue doing every single year, and it checks up at the halfway mark of a year and talks about some of the books that you have read so far. And I'm just gonna go ahead and get into it because there's 15 questions. That's a lot, and there's a lot of books that are in front of me right now. Question number 1, best book you've read so far in 2018. So for this, I am gonna say Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire by J.K. Rowling. I'm currently in the middle of a reread of this series, and I'm on the Order of the Phoenix. I had to put a Harry Potter book in this answer because they're just so good and I can't have anything top it right now. So this is just so amazing, and this is not my favorite one in the series. It's just the one that I've most recently finished. So it's here, and this is the best book so far of the year. I know I should go with some other books, like this is just obviously like on another level, but this is the truth. Question number 2 is best sequel you've read so far in 2018. I told myself do not say Harry Potter for this, so I'm not. I am going for Restore Me by Tahira Mafi. I highly enjoyed this, and it brought me back to the Shatter Me series and had me rereading them. And now my love for the series is so much more, and I just really enjoyed this and flew through this book. And I don't know if you can see the tabs that I have here, but it's very obvious that I really loved this book, and I don't even know why. Like, a lot of this was just the characters sitting around talking, like what, but I loved it. I don't know why, but I just love their interactions, so it was just great for me, and I'm very happy with it, and I cannot wait for the next book. I'm just so ready for it. Yes, can I please have it? Question number 3 is a new release you haven't read yet but want to. And for this, I have chosen Legendary by Stephanie Garber. This is the second book in the Caraval duology, which starts off with Caraval. And I really loved this book. And I met the author, and she's such a nice lady. And I had such a great conversation with her for the little time that we had at her signing. But she is so great. And I loved this and how fast-paced it was. And I just flew through this book, and it got me out of a reading slump. So I'm just assuming that Legendary, the second book, is gonna do the same thing, which I'm so ready for. One of those books where you just can't stop reading, though I'm in that mood right now because of Harry Potter. I'm just ready for another wild ride, and I feel like this is the perfect choice, and I'm gonna read it very soon. Question number 4 is most anticipated release for the second half of the year. And for this, I have chosen Queen of Air and Darkness by Cassandra Clare. I'm pretty sure all of us need this book, even if you haven't even finished the books before it. We all need this book. It is the third and final book in the Dark Artifices trilogy. I'm so ready for it, and I'm going to read it as soon as possible when it comes out so I can not get spoiled like I was for Lord of Shadows. And I would show you the other 2 books in the trilogy, but they're way up there, and I do not feel like getting them. This book is going to be epic, and from what I know, Cassandra Clare's conclusions to series and trilogies are always the best ones. So I'm pretty positive this book is gonna be epic. And I'm so proud that I was there for a panel that Cassandra Clare was having with Marissa Meyer where they revealed the cover and release date for Queen of Air and Darkness. I was there, and I'm proud that I was there for that announcement for the world. Other people watched live streams, and I was there. So I'm proud. I just cannot wait for this book. Cassandra Clare never lets me down. Question number 5, biggest disappointment. I'm gonna have to say Zenith by Sasha Ellsberg and Lindsay Cummings. I hate to say it, but I'm saying it. I was really looking forward to this book, and I actually won this copy from a giveaway, so I didn't even buy it, and I was really happy about that too. And I really wanted to love this with all my heart. I just didn't, and I ended up giving it like a 2.75 out of 5 stars. It just underwhelmed me, and I don't know yet if I'm gonna read the second one because I want to support these 2 authors. I really like them, and it just sucks. Like, I want to give it another chance, but like I also know that I didn't really enjoy this book, and I was bored, and I had to get the audiobook on overdrive because I couldn't get through it. So Oh, I hate saying that, but it's so true. Question number 6, biggest surprise. This has to go to Warcross by Marie Lu. This is a book that I didn't think I was really gonna like, but I loved it. And I didn't think I was gonna like this because this is kind of video game-ish, and I never read a book like that before, and I just didn't think I was gonna be that type of person that liked video game books. But I ended up loving this book. It's about this girl named Amika who is a hacker, and she lives in this world that's a little bit into the future, and they have these glasses, whatever, that go into this virtual reality game, and there's huge competitions with this, and she hacks into one of the biggest games that basically the entire world is watching, and she hacks herself into it, so she's there and everyone stares at her, and it's like, whoa, no one has ever hacked it like that before. So then she gets a lot of international recognition and maybe gets shot off and does a lot of weird things. This book was so fun, and I was living for it for every second. I wasn't expecting that at all. I instantly gave it off to my friend to read because she needed to read it, and she loved it too. It's just one of those books, and oh my god, my dog's barking. I'm so ready for Wildcard that comes out this year, I believe. I need that. Like, I am so annoyed watching all of these people's videos, and they have the arc, and I'm like, I just want to steal that arc from you. I want that. So if you haven't picked this up, go pick it up. And the paperback that came out recently is so pretty. I kind of want it, but I don't need it. Question number 7, favorite new author. So debut or new to you. And for this, it's both of those. And I'm going with Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi Adeyemi. So Tomi Adeyemi is my new favorite person, like, at this moment. And look how much I tabbed her freaking book. It just shows I absolutely love this book. Like, this is one of my favorite books of the entire year. Like, it was going up against some Harry Potter sort of thing. It's so good. Like, this book is so good. And Tomi Adeyemi is a lovely writer and a really fun person. I love watching her little interviews that she has out so far, and I just look up to that woman. She's so cool, and I know for a fact that I will be picking up every single book that she comes out with for the rest of eternity. Because this book, ow, I hit myself in the face. This book wowed me to no end, and I loved it so much, and I cannot wait for Children of Vengeance and Virtue. Or is it Virtue and Vengeance? I don't know which one. This book is about a girl named Zazie who lives in a world where there's no magic anymore, but there used to be magic. And she's a part of a group of people that had magic in their veins or whatever. They were magical, and then there was other groups of people that didn't have magic, like the kingdom, whatever. And I guess the king was threatened by this and one day got rid of all magic. And one day Zazie crosses paths with Princess Amari, and they go on a journey to bring back magic. And it's so good. It's one of those high fantasy things that I love. I love high fantasy. I love fantasy in general, and I just need you to read it too. Question number 8, newest fictional crush. So I have to go with Warner from the Shatter Me series, since I recently read Ignite Me for the first time, and I reread Shatter Me and Unravel Me. I realized how much I love Warner, and I never acknowledged it before. He's such an interesting character and also swoon-worthy towards the end, okay? I just really, really like him, and I'm not going to say too much because I don't want to spoil things. And I didn't tell you what this book series was about earlier. It's basically about a girl named Juliet who has a lethal touch. So basically, if she touches you, you die. And she's basically thrown into a cell for a good bit of time for this, and one day is taken out by the government to use her as a sort of weapon. It's her journey of coming out of there and then dealing with that. It's so interesting, and Warner is definitely a character that I really love. Question number 9, newest favorite character, and this one goes for Juliet from the Shatter Me series by Tahira Mafi. I realized when I reread some of these books that I love Juliet. She is such a great character, and she has an amazing character development arc, and I just can't help but acknowledge that and realize that I love her character, and I will follow her through this entire series. I'm just really, really, really into this series now, if you can't tell. Question number 10, book that made you cry. This goes to Girl Made of Stars by Ashley Herring Blake. This book just had me like a little bit of teary-eyed like the entire book. This book is about a girl named Mara who has a twin brother named Owen who gets accused by one of Mara's good friends of raping her, which is obviously very dark and emotional. Also, trigger warnings for rape, sexual assault, things like that. It's a very heavy, hard book, but it mentions things that need to be said, need to be talked about, and it's just very emotional, and I'm very impressed by this book. It's one of my favorite books of the year. 5 out of 5 stars. I can't wait to read more books by Ashley Herring Blake since this one impressed me so much, and this cover is beautiful, and it made me cry, and it's probably for obvious reasons if you can't tell from that description. Question number 11, book that made you happy. And for this, I have chosen Simon vs. the Homo Sapiens Agenda by Becky Albertalli. This book was so much fun, and like I just said, it made me very happy. This book is about a guy named Simon who, I almost said Simon Lewis, like Cassandra Clare Simon, oops. This book is about a guy named Simon who is a closeted gay, and he has these email conversations with this guy labeled Blue, who is also gay, and they kind of develop a relationship with that. But one day, Simon emails Blue through a school computer and forgets to log out. A student sees this and takes a picture to use as blackmail. So Simon is blackmailed throughout this book, and the fun part is the friendships and the cute romance that develops, and I just loved it so much. It's like a heartwarming book. It's coming of age, whatever. It's so good. I'm really happy with this, and this is definitely my favorite Becky Albertalli book. I read all of her books this year so far, but this is definitely the favorite. Question number 12, favorite book to film adaptation you saw this year, and this is easy. It goes to Love, Simon, which is the adaptation from Simon vs. the Homo Sapiens Agenda by Becky Albertalli, the longest title ever. I love the adaptation, and I already bought myself a Love, Simon shirt from Target. I don't know if they're still selling those, but you should go get one. And I need to get the movie too, because it's one of those movies that you want to own so you can continue to rewatch it throughout the years, and I'm really excited to watch it again because I've only seen it once, and I feel like everyone's seen it 10 billion times, and I've only seen it once, and I want to watch it again. Question number 13, favorite video you have done so far in this year. And for me, that would have to be my writing vlog where I finished the first draft of my book that I've been working on forever, because it's just a huge moment in my life, and I'm really happy that I documented it. It's just a great moment. If you haven't seen it already, I will put a card up here so you can go watch it. If you haven't, it's a big moment, and I'm really proud of that. Question number 14, most beautiful book you've bought so far this year or received. This has to go to my Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban illustrated edition. It's so beautiful, and I'm so glad I own this. I'm pretty sure someone gifted this to me. Obviously, it being an illustrated edition, it has so many great pictures throughout, and I actually read half of it in the illustrated edition, but then I had to go to the beach, and then I was not about to bring the copy with me. It's just so pretty, and I love all of the artwork inside. Now for the last question, question number 15. What books do you need to read by the end of the year? And for me, that is Tower of Dawn by Sarah J. Maas. What number book is this in this series? So this is the 6th book in the Throne of Glass series if you don't count Assassin's Blade. If you do, then it's the 7th. The final book comes out in a couple of months, and I have been a long time fan of this series. I just haven't read this one yet because it follows Cale Westfall's point of view of the events that happened in the last book, Empire of Storms, and I just haven't been very excited to read it, though I've heard it's really good. So I'm sure I'm gonna love it in the end. It's just at the moment not something that I'm really interested in, but I'm gonna read it because everyone says it's necessary before you get to the next book, which is Kingdom of Ash, and I need to be ready for that book. It basically follows a female assassin, and that's all I'm gonna tell you because we need to end this video. And the next 2 books I have here is A Torch Against the Night by Sabaa Tahir and A Reaper at the Gates by Sabaa Tahir. This is the 2nd and 3rd book in the Ember and the Ashes series, I believe, and I just want to get these read soon. And it's basically about a girl named Leia who lives in a world that is separated between this group of people called the scholars and people from an empire, and the scholars are kind of in poverty or whatever. They just aren't treated right or whatever. And one day her whole family gets killed or whatever. It's in the description, so it's okay. Her brother gets captured and she must become a spy for this so-called resistance. Again, Star Wars vibes. The resistance is against the Empire, and she is going to go and spy in this military school called Blackcliff, where we get our second main character, Elias, who is a great student in Blackcliff, and he is one of the star students or whatever. It's just a lot, and I want to read the second and third books. And the final book I'm about to talk about, I really want to read this one as well this year. Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo. I finally got a copy of this, and this is the second book in the Six of Crows duology, and I just really want to finish off this duology. I hear that this book is the best one in it. I'm so excited since I've heard so many great things, and I really, really love Six of Crows, so I can't imagine not liking this one. It's about 6 people who are basically outcasts, and they came together to complete a extremely impossible, dangerous task heist sort of thing, and it's about if they do it, whatever, like you see them try to do it. So I think that's it for this video today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like it, comment down below, have a good day, please subscribe, make sure to follow all of my social medias, which are linked down below, and go click the bell button, which is right by the subscribe button, which you should have already clicked, and goodbye.